Greetings, YouTube. My wife and I went to Worcester, Massachusetts today to take a trip to the store known as That's Entertainment, which bills itself as the largest comic book shop in New England. And I can't really think that can be disputed. They're a very large shop. And they have a fairly extensive selection of used role-playing games. Unfortunately, I was not able to actually access all of their used role-playing games as they were in the middle of a restocking, and so they had this huge pile of boxes blocking off some of their used stuff, which was a little annoying, but such is life. I brought down a Nintendo system that I had, an original, still in the box, and a couple of games that were also still in the box. And I was able to trade them for that for $45 in store credit. So I then went and I bought some stuff. My wife picked up a couple of things. She picked up The Marvelous Land of Oz, which is a comic series that she really quite enjoyed. These are the collected editions, and The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, also the collection. The art style is really quite attractive. And then I picked up a bunch of gaming things. I picked up the Random Esoteric Creature Generator, something I had actually been looking for. Nebelion. It's a science fiction role-playing game. I've never heard of it. It's from Hinterwelt Enterprises, and I'm always looking for new role-playing games that I have never been exposed to. It's one of the reasons I like looking at discount bins. I find stuff that I've never heard of. Haven, City of Violence, a role-playing game of modern violence, which I think I've actually heard of before, but I didn't own a copy. A copy of Conspiracy X, which I didn't own. I think I own the GURPS version of this, but this is the original version, so I picked that up for. And then we have Proteus, which has a very bold design for the cover. An exotic new look in fantasy role-playing. I'm thinking it didn't really take off because I've never heard of it. If I haven't heard of it, it's probably not all that common. The Ultimate Monsters Volume 1, supplementary rulebook number 9 from, who's this from again? Mongoose. I like a lot of the Mongoose stuff. I think it was a lot of fun. And, it's a monster manual, and I got to charge me $5 for it, so you can't really lose for a hardcover monster manual for $5. And DC Adventures Heroes and Villains Volume 1, Allies and Enemies from the DC Universe. I have a deep affection for the DC Universe. I actually have come to the conclusion I think I prefer the DC Universe to the Marvel Universe. I really like the mutant storyline that Marvel's use, and there's a number of heroes from the Marvel Universe I really think are cool. But DC Universe has always had a bigger place in my heart. It's a little more homey to me. It's a little less hard science. It's a little more comfortable. I like the fact that there's a little more elbow room in the DC Universe. It's less scientific, and they have some awesome characters. They really do. And I got this for $15. It's in excellent, really excellent condition. I was quite impressed by that. So I picked up all of these books I just showed you for $56, and they're worth $253. So that was a pretty darn good deal, if you ask me. And we also went to a mall where I happened to stop at a place called Big Lots that sells off-price items, the things that are overflow stock or companies go out of business and they get the stock and then they resell it. And I picked up a Coast flashlight. It's got 6 bulbs, all aluminum construction. It's got a side on-off button. And what I like about it is you can do it just a very touch, and you get a temporary on, or you click it and it stays on. So I really like that feature. That's a feature I really like. It's too bulky for me to carry anything like this. I think this is going to be my new bedside flashlight, because it's got a really nice broad head for sitting right next to my alarm clock. And with the instant on feature, I can look at something really quickly and turn it off. I don't have to worry about clicking on and clicking it off, making noise, and having a flashlight stuck on the on position and my wife's sleeping. Because occasionally I have to look for things in the dark because we don't live on the same schedules, really. And I picked this up for $10. Normally it's like a $35 flashlight. So even though I had to pay sales tax down in Massachusetts, I still made out really well on this. It's got some decent throw. I mean, this will go to the wall of my office without any difficulty, and it's got some nice flood. So it really, and there's no dark spots. There's no artifacts in your light, which is kind of a nice feature. Coast isn't the best flashlight company in the world, but frankly, for the price point they have a lot of their stuff at, they do some nice work. Some of the things I think, like this full price, I think $35 asking a little much. But for 10, I couldn't lose on that one, so I picked that one up. So those are the deals that I found today, mostly of them role-playing games and the 2 comics my wife picked up. So it was quite of a fruitful day. We also stopped at a diner, which was, it was okay. It was a diner. It was very classic. It was an actual diner, an actual dining car, which is a nice touch. I like diners. Unfortunately, at the moment, my wife is feeling ill. She's in the living room, lying down. Nothing to do with the diner. She just thinks she may have picked up a bug from a friend. And I'm hoping that whatever she's got, I have been vaccinated against, because I really don't want to have it, whatever it is. Don't enjoy being ill, and I got to go to work Sunday night. So those are the games I picked up. If anybody knows anything about these games, they can drop me a line, tell me if they're good or not. That'd be cool. Hopefully I'll get to reading them at some point in the future. Who knows when. But I do love my RPG deals.